Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Get back to work, guys. Get back to work. There are two crimes that happened in the last 3 days that I cannot get out of my mind. The first one happened right after a high school graduation. The event was over and the kids were rushing to meet the parents and families and to celebrate when gunshots rang out in the crowd. Two people, a father and a son, were shot and killed allegedly by a teenager. Senseless. The second one that I cannot fathom has to do with a race-related killing in which a woman in her 50s shot and killed a mother of 4 from behind a closed door, leaving 4 kids without a mother, for a reason that makes sense only to the killer. I could talk about the rapid increase of mass shooting, the escalating increase in sexual immorality across the board, the atrocities of war and conflicts that have claimed thousands of lives, and we could go on and on. Sin, my friend, is everywhere. Iniquity is everywhere. Some days it seems as if Satan is winning by a mile. There is the ugly sin, the abominable sin, the shameful sin, the disgusting sin, the secret sin. Sin is varied and monstrous. We have to launch a counter campaign to win those who are lost and wrapped up and tied up in sin. Now, I know that you are shaking your head in agreement with me, but I want us to do more than shake our heads. I am talking to a believer, a servant of God. We must get back to work. Let us talk some business. Our number one business is winning souls. At least that's what Jesus said. He talked about the practice of winning souls before he was crucified. After his resurrection, what we saw was him challenging his followers to carry out the business of winning souls. You all know that Jesus is coming back again, and it is related to that assignment. Check out Jesus and his ministry. In Luke 18, we read where he was on the way to Jerusalem, and he got near a place called Jericho. There was a blind man who was relentless in calling out to Jesus for help. He wanted to be healed. Jesus took time out of his schedule and not only healed him, but Jesus said to him, your faith has saved you. He not only gave the man sight, but he saved this man from sin. Then he went into the town. This was not an overnight stop. He literally was passing through, and from all appearances, he was on a mission to meet a notorious scammer named Zacchaeus. Jesus not only spoke to this disgusting man on the street, but Jesus went to his house and stayed there for a while. When Jesus left later that day, Zacchaeus was a saved man and did something that shocked many people. That day, he started to give back money to people that he had swindled. This was unheard of. Jesus explained what happened before he left Jericho. In Luke 19 verses 9 and 10, he says, "Today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." This is what I want us to talk about today. You and I have been enlisted in the workforce of Jesus. We have been hired to carry out a massive job, to seek and to bring salvation to the lives of sinners around us. There are people we know and people we don't know, people we love and people we don't love, who are living and dying in sin. And we have been sitting around like workmen on a construction site. Some of us are sleeping. Some of us are on extended lunchtime. Some of us leave work early. Some of us do sloppy jobs. But at the end of the week, we all want the paycheck. Now here's what is happening. As Christians, we love to sing about the goodness of God to us. We love to pray for God to bless us. We're always in the line for healing, for miracles, for God to bless our children, for us to come into wealth, for the Lord to do and to make us the head and not the tail. We can recite words like, "The devil is a liar," or another favorite one is, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." We go to gospel concerts and conferences, and we love to watch TBN and YouTube videos of our favorite preachers. We know the latest scandals of this preacher and that gospel singer. We shake our heads when we hear of which celebrity has come out. But when was the last time you led someone to Jesus? When was the last time you took time to share the simple gospel message with a co-worker or the young man in your neighborhood who is wrapped up and tied up in immorality? When was the last time you spent time in prayer for the young people in your neighborhood who Satan has wrapped up in evil? Friends, we've got work to do. Jesus came to this world not to give us a few more holidays to celebrate his birth and his resurrection. Jesus did not come to make godly people wealthy and brag about who we are in the Christian world. His main mission was to save lost people, and you and I were once lost when somebody took the gospel to us, and today we are saved. Well, why are we not doing that for others? Why are we avoiding the business of sharing the gospel? What good does it do when I walk away horrified at the news of the crime and violence I started off talking with, and the many people who are dying from gun violence and war and famine and earthquake and politics? Shedding tears is not enough. We need to roll up our sleeves and start preaching the gospel. Jesus did not leave us to get saved and sit around and wait until he comes. We've got work to do while it is still possible. Come on, my brother and sister. This is not good enough. Satan must not drag off our young people down to hell. We have got work to do. John 9 and verse 4 says what you and I should be saying. As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. Night is coming when no man can work. The work day is coming to a close. Get up and do some work before night comes. Take the gospel to someone today.